So we are here as the inABLE team, and we've actually decided to sort of give you a snapshot of what goes on at the school level in our programs. And having to celebrate 15 years is not, not something small. And I love the fact that we are talking about innovations and scaling up, because that's the discussion that we are having to actually expand into the future. So I want us to take a moment and listen to the impact, listen to the transformation that has been happening.
Today, I'm the most happiest person so far, because I think I'm in the right place. And after 20 years of working with those living with disability or with disability, we are celebrating them today. I want to appreciate inABLE. St. Oda is a primary special school for the visually impaired, and I want to present on behalf of the primary special schools for the visually impaired that has been partnering with inABLE. Back in the 2014, inABLE came in to primary schools with the assistive technology. And just before that, I want to say that because the world or the country was like, how can we bring this assistive technology to learners with visual impairment or living with disability? And so they were fumbling around on how to bring it down. And I remember having the opportunity to go to California, Los Angeles, with two of my learners, one blind and one with albinism, 11-year and 9-year-old, just to be trained on assistive technology. Coming back, inABLE was there implementing this. I want to say that it has been very successful, and inABLE has made it because the ministry also tried. They brought us a few laptops, but they were not applicable to learners with visual impairment. So when inABLE came, they got it right. They came in with their capable, knowledgeable instructors. They came in with the gadgets, and there we were to go. And so in our schools, we implemented the ICT lessons just like any other assessed learning areas. And so it picked. And all these learners from the age 3.5 years old were so much interested. Then they move with this knowledge to the high school. We are very happy and we appreciate this. And the plan that the inABLE still have to make each learner from grade 4 to 6 having personal or individual gadget, laptop, that is going to still be a very great help to them. Otherwise, kudos to inABLE, and I say we are very happy with what inABLE is doing.
I'm Sister Jacqueline from Meru County, Kenya, from St. Lucy's High School for the visually impaired, and I'm representing the secondary schools that have also enjoyed the inABLE activities. Now, as we are promoting the digital accessibility and also coming in with the assistive technology, I really want to appreciate the inABLE. And just to go to the ground in the school. Now, in high school, within the Kenyan setup with our 844, you realize that we have the science subjects, we have the technical subjects, and the humanity. Now, you find that sometimes it becomes difficult for this total blind child to be at par with the regulars. For example, let's take example of the sciences. Biology taught in class, and this child has to write the notes. This child has to understand the practicals bit of it. inABLE came in to ease our work by simply going into the ICT computer room and try to Google the assignments, try to listen to the audios for the various practicals that are done in biology, that are also done in maths, among others. And in fact, we are a witness at St. Lucy's because with inABLE, we were now even able to join the Kenya Science Fairs activities. And this year, we were even privileged to go up to the regionals. And I think that was a plus for us. The same also made it easier for us as learners within the disability setup of visual to attend the symposiums with other regular schools, because they are able to search in the computer the questions that you are supposed to participate, and you'll realize that they even participate better. Writing notes becomes an issue when you want to do it in braille throughout, and that child gets tired. So at one point, it elevated us by reading the notes in the computer. The teacher gives the assignment, they go and do the research. So it even becomes enjoyable to teach them and even them to learn among themselves. And to say something about the practical subjects. For example, initially it became difficult to even teach home science, to teach agriculture within the total blind. But I want to assure you that now we are doing it. And we are doing it and performing so well. And one of the things that has really elevated us in inABLE is that apart from the theory that we learn, the assignments that we do in the computers, the teachers assisting them in even identifying with various topics and learning ahead, we are now doing practicals in the computers. For example, if it is home science, having taught in class as a teacher, if it is recipe, the child will simply go to the computer on the audio and listen. If it is maybe cooking rice, the child will be able to follow the steps of the recipe. If it is crocheting, the child will be able to listen and follow the steps. With the ICT, we are able to compete favorably with the other regular learners. The idea of writing essay used to be very difficult. But when we decided to embark in inABLE, having given the opportunity by the inABLE, I remember vividly, the first thing that we did the inter-essay competition among the visually impaired. And when we did it, one of the regulations was that the students had to write essays in their computer. And they did it so well, and we timed them. And I remember they were so excited when they were being even awarded, when they were being praised, and that created an effect in our school. We moved in English from 2.4 to 5.1 mean at the nationals. And I think that was something that was achievable. The same science, we joined the young scientists, and we were able last year to go up to KICC with our students because of the same. This year we had science fairs, and we used the computers to do roboting. And we had 5 of our learners who did very well in roboting up to regional level, just using the computer. So you can see how inABLE has really made it possible for us to make a step and be part of the larger education sectors. Congratulations to inABLE.
Thank you very much. Now quickly, let's hear about the impact beyond the school from very lovely mother, I call her mom, Madam Elizabeth.
My name is Elizabeth Ngare. I'm the head teacher, Likoni School for the Blind, all the way from Mombasa. Everybody has life after school. We have experienced learners who started from scratch. Like from Likoni School for the Visually Impaired, we started with inABLE in 2016. And one of our learners has told the world so much about what is there. The first thing beyond school is that job opportunities have been created. The same learners that used the same gadgets are now employed to inABLE. An applause to inABLE for creating job opportunities that is a gap in our country right now. When there was COVID-19, everybody was complaining, how can we go to school, how can we do this and that? But we went beyond the school walls. There was homeschooling. That means even after school, you can still access ICT the way you want, notwithstanding that you are visually impaired. We had our learners do homeschooling, and anybody who thinks that it is only through internet, no. inABLE has taught us that you can do that offline. And in 2021, we had one of the top students in the country. When everybody was thinking that we would perform poorly, that is the time we struck best, courtesy of inABLE. Discipline has been created in the institutions. They were talking about the academic part, but in the institutions, learners rush to the labs. Everybody wants to see this. If my fellow student got employed out of learning computers in the school, this means that there is a job opportunity here, and so you'll find learners struggling to go to the lab. Even the learners in early classes go and remove the, let's say, the grade 8 learners. You'll tell them, it's time for computer, we want everybody out, it is us to be there. The teachers are always using the same rooms. If you make a mistake, you'll not go to the computer lab. It has created discipline in the school. That means they have embraced it and absorbed it. So it is not just academic, but it is also a social soft skill that has been created of responsibility in the institution. We say that when the learners with a disability cannot reach the world, you bring the world to them. On the 15th year of celebrating inABLE, I must say that we are now on the Chromebook. That is loading. We are waiting for that. We want to go paperless. Paper is very expensive in schools for the visually impaired. A realm of Braille paper is now 12,000 Kenyan shillings, Braille-ons, and Braille paper is around 1,000 shillings. So we are saying we want to go digital. We are loading. And right now, the story that we have is Chrome is the word that, the Chrome tablet is the word that we are using right now. And we are loading that. In the next 15 years, the visually impaired learners will be much ahead more than the sighted learners, courtesy of inABLE, because paperwork will now be gone. It will be obsolete. We want to go paperless. There is nothing much I can say other than saying that inABLE has touched the heart. There's nothing as good as touching the heart of somebody. It has touched the hearts of these learners in and beyond the school, and therefore they are very comfortable in the world. You take a step, they take two. You take two, they take four, courtesy of inABLE. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam. That is inABLE for you, and we empower potential. I'll just give Anthony and Shadrach 10 seconds to just say what they're proud about in the last 15 years.
What we have heard from the school head teachers is what's happening on the ground. We are so excited what we have been able to achieve for the last 15 years. We have a long way to go. We want to reach out to all schools for the blind in the country. We can't wait to reach there. Yeah, so thank you so much, and let me give Shadrach the chance to say hi.
The journey has been long, but through it all, we are now transitioning to employable skills, and that's why today we have launched Mawazo app, courtesy of the interns and those who have been working and being trained on the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So thank you very much, and we aspire to go a long way and having more people having the employable skills, and now moving from being the consumers and being now the producers of accessible technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and as I wrap up, I just want to remind you that we are not defined by our disabilities, and if you can do any act to eliminate a barrier, digitally, environmentally, it will be magnified by the impact and the potential you will instill in the children. That is the future of tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.